Yeah, no, that was one of my questions actually, because you must come across, some of the most worst human behaviors.
Oof.
So can you just talk about that a little bit? Some of the worst things that you've come across, some of the most disturbing things that you've come across.
The other day, we was looking at some pictures of a post-mortem for a murder case. And the guy is like, of course, they were showing it, there's pictures, and they peel his skin off
Wow.
to the post-mortem, and he's a victim of a stabbing. And then you can peel everything off, because you can see the stab mark in his heart. That was just the other day. When I first joined, there was a case in which the guy was accused of murder, and it went like this. He had just been released from prison for an offence, not similar, but assault on a female. I didn't know him. He was a client of Maurice's, you see. But I'll talk about the transition period when I took over. So it sort of like dragged on with me. It's one of the first murder cases I've seen. So the guy's been released from prison, and he's had some illness or something, so he's gone to a hospital. And at the hospital, he's seen a nurse. I don't know I don't know how, but he followed the nurse home. On camera, you can see him. He followed the nurse home first, and then he goes away. Then he comes back about a couple of hours later in the night. What's that sound? Probably the lighting.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not this now.
Yeah, should we just carry on?
Yeah.
And so he follows, so he comes back after an hour or two, and you can see him in the middle of the road with a long ladder. He goes to this nurse's house, puts the ladder up, and he climbs up the ladder, and he goes into the bedroom of this nurse. She's sleeping. He gets some clothing from her bedroom, tights, strangles her. Then he rapes her. Then the girl's mom wakes up. She comes upstairs running, checking what's happening. So he strangles her too. Then he sets fire to the house. The mom wakes up in time and survives. But the nurse was already dead with the strangulation, so she couldn't wake up. And these are the kind of things we have to deal with. He pleaded guilty. He had no choice. But these are the kind of things that we have to deal with. And that was my first murder case here at this firm.
It's a pretty intense one. It's almost like, at each point of that story, it's like, how can it get worse? And then it just got worse, and then it got worse.
It gets worse and worse, man.